Hey, it's Aaron, standing here next to a 2021 Genesis GV70. It's a nice balmy day here in Wyoming. It's a great day to do a car review.
This review is brought to you by charcoal toothpaste.
Anyway, I'm going to be talking about this bad boy. This is I just said bad boy, that is so cliche. Anyway, this is a beautiful luxury machine. Genesis makes wonderful luxury vehicles, and this is one of the better ones in my opinion. This is a SUV that is very similar to the G70. You might remember I did a review of that. I'll try to link it down below. Anyway, this is a 3.5 liter V6, 375 horsepower. It's a little bit punchy, but not too punchy. It's just enough to make you feel good driving it and to give lots of confidence, but not enough that I would call it sports car or anything like that. It's just about right. It's really well done. It's a sizable SUV. We'll walk around it and I'll give you an idea of how big it is. I want you to look at the grille. Genesis grills are beautiful. It's about the only thing on this that's not covered in snow right now. Notice I'm dressed for the occasion. Anyway, wonderful front end here. Let's go around the side, have a look at that. So looking at it from the side, you can see the wonderful profile. It's a really good looking vehicle. I say wonderful a lot, I just realized that. Anyway, I really like this style. So it's both contemporary and kind of edgy, and also very, very sleek. It's almost timeless, but not quite. I think, 15 years from now, this will look a little cliche, but it's trend setting right now. Look at the wheels, beautiful big wheels. I love those. Those 5-point are just, they're so cool looking with the mesh in the middle and stuff. Nice braking on this, slightly over large discs, so it stops really, really nicely. But just look at the profile of the vehicle. Let me walk in so you can get a perspective, and just look at these small lights. So the headlights are fairly small, and then you have this hump on the edges to create a big fender, and that runs along here and creates this line here that makes this wide belt line that just gets wider all the way back. As it does that, you can see the rear fender is created right there. So it starts right about here and it gets bigger here to create a flare. At the same time, this minimizes and gets thin and ends in the middle of the tail lamp back there. And then you can just look at the roof profile and you see how quick it is. It implies forward movement, has a quickness to it. Interestingly, that doesn't impede on back seat headroom very much. I'll show you that in a little bit. And then down here, a very large bulge created with this crease to make kind of the running board down there. And then that just makes this roundness right here look really soft. Nice overall design, really nicely done, really pretty. And again, get a load of the wheels. I love the wheels on this. All right, let's go to the working end and then we'll talk about the interior. So back here on the back of the GV70, you can see this is the all-wheel drive model. There is I believe it's front-wheel drive by default. And but you can see how extremely round this is. That's what creates that hard fastback kind of sportback look, is this hard roundness here. Even with this sticking out fairly far, it sticks out a pretty good ways. It's a really nice look. Now to open it, you don't reach down here like some bourgeoisie idiot. No, you push right here. See, upscale. Big cargo area. So pretty good size. You can see it goes back pretty far, and there are tie downs on either of the corners. So all 4 corners have tie downs. Underneath this, you have a little bit of storage, not a whole lot. And then if you lift this up, that's where your spare tire and so on are, and also the paper manual. It's not in the glove box, by the way. So there you go, right there. And then the rear seats fold forward with these handles right here. So you pull this handle and the rear seat falls forward. Nice setup, and those seats fall pretty flat, so you have a nice long loading area. So let's go look at the interior. So on the inside here, really beautiful layout. Big screen right here. totally digital display, just a really nicely set up interior. Everything is where you would expect it to be. So you have, you can open the back right here. This is your parking brake, which sets automatically normally anyway, but you can change that in the infotainment under the vehicle settings. You have auto stop start and some other stuff. Over here you have your shifting and your control for the big screen. Now here's my one beef with this vehicle. This control and this shifter are roughly the same size. If I don't look down, I often grab one instead of the other. It's a little annoying. As soon as you grab it, you know it's different because the tactile difference is very clear. This has this sort of faux, I don't know, crystal kind of stuff on it, and it has a bumpy texture like a diamond, whereas this has a very, very kind of metallic feel to it. And so once you grab it, you know you have the right or wrong one, but it's a little bit annoying because you tend to reach down because out of the corner of your eye, that's what you're looking at. Beautiful layout in the interior. I like the flowing and the lines, the stitching. You can see some of the red accents, I think, and other stuff. It's just really nicely done and extremely comfortable. I have a lot of headroom in here. I got a good probably 4 inches above my head. I'm 6'3". So let's look at the back seat. So here I am in the back. The back, let me fix this because it's a little annoying. There we go. Sitting a little too high. So you have adjustability on the backs of the seats. And then you can see with this seat set for me at 6'3", I still have leg room left. And this is not an uncomfortable back seat. It's actually pretty good. And I have more than 2 inches above my head in headroom, and that's with this panoramic sunroof up here. So really nicely done. There's a couple of charging plugs for USB style charging plugs. I believe it's a C. Nope, they're A's. And then there's also a 115 volt outlet. Also heated on this particular package, heated on the outboards. So just nicely laid out and well done. The passenger over here, the person right here, has buttons right here to move this seat so that they can be more comfortable, which is kind of a nice upgrade from the norm, which is having the driver like lean way over and try to do it. Also just nice little touches, things like window shades and other stuff in here. Just well done. It's a really nice interior. So before we close up, just a couple of quick notes off the Monroney. This particular package is the 3.5T Sport Prestige. The Mana Red paint is an add-on, and the Sport Advanced package is about $5,000, which adds that Napa leather and other things you saw in the interior. And the Sport Prestige package, which is another $5,000, adds those beautiful wheels and an electronic limited slip rear differential, and a few other things that are just really nice, including like 3-zone climate and that 12.3-inch display screen that's in there. All told, as it's sitting right here, this particular 2022 GV70, I think I said 21 before, 2022 GV70 is $64,045 delivered. That's cheap. Also, just really quick, some highway numbers. It's rated at 25 miles a gallon on the highway. I got slightly better than that at about 25.3. So that's a totally realistic number for your highway. Wonderful, wonderful drivetrain in this. I don't think I can say that enough. Yeah, I definitely just can't say enough good things about the drive of this, the drive quality for this thing. It's just so great. Feels really good. It's very responsive. The 8-speed transmission is a really good shifter. It's smooth in the middle, and then it's smooth all the way through, and then it gets really aggressive if you really push it. So it goes clong, clong, so you feel like you're running. But it's always on point. So really nicely done there. Again, 3.5 liter V6, 375 horsepower. This is the 2022 Genesis GV70. One of the best vehicles I've driven. Talk to you again soon.
Subscribe.